What's up, guys? We're back with another session. Shodan Martial Arts, the Speed out of New York, being one, Kyoshin Sensei. We're gonna just follow up that we're going through katas, but in each video, sometimes we go and put in a little too much information, and then it's too much in a short time. So we're gonna try to extend it, you know, and then. The longer the video, the more we speak on what's going on, the better you should be able to grasp it. Okay? So in this kata, in this next kata, we're following up from Kicho 1, 2, and 3, which are orange belt requirements for Shodan martial arts, and probably for some other systems. Some other systems probably do one kata. I like to go do multiple katas. So one, you guys don't get bored, and two, you could go and utilize two different katas when you're in the competition instead of only being able to utilize one style. When I was growing up and training, I was able to go and adapt to my Shodan katas and my Taekwondo katas when I was in competition, because if I felt in my division I needed to go and have a more powerful and more explosive kata, I would hope that I would probably be somewhere between the middle and towards the end of the competition and not in the beginning. So you can see what competitors you have in your division. So if you become a first competitor going up and there are say 6 or 7 competitors, and you go and perform and you perform well, but not well enough because you had needed to see what you were going up against. Sometimes you could be lucky. Sometimes you're not that lucky. I guarantee you, because I fell into that category. I like to always, even in competition to this day, I would like to either get caught in a bye or I'm somewhere in the middle, not the first competitor going up with the next competitor. I would like to see what's going on when I'm in competition, and I'm sure Sensei is in the same boat. Sometimes when you're in competition, you'll see some guys warming up in the corner, you know, doing their technique, looking all crazy and fancy, where, you know, you should be a little more relaxed and not showing off that you have those skills. You understand? Because if someone knows what you're capable of doing, then they're prepared. You know, this is why martial arts is supposed to be kept a secret. All right? But enough said. In this kata, Sensei is going to be doing Heian Shodan. While he's performing the kata, because he's going to perform it slowly, I'm going to narrate each move. So you guys can identify, well, what's this? What's that? While he's performing the kata, I will narrate it to you. And I'm sure that we'll have some idea going on where, you know, we'll go and be like high block, low block, middle block, so forth and so forth. Enough said. I'm going to give courtesy to Sensei. Again, we always give courtesy in and out, off and on the floor, and to each other. All right? So, push. Sensei is going to be performing Heian Shodan. Right now, he's beginning in his Jumbi position. He's going to give courtesy. He gives courtesy. He steps back into his Jumbi position. In his Jumbi position, the left leg is the leg that steps out and goes in. Now, before he performs, he's going to look over his left shoulder. When he looks over his left shoulder, he's going to go into a low block. And he's in the front stance position. Now he's going to step forward in the front stance position to a reverse punch. Now, he's going to look over his right shoulder and he's going to step kind of like in a horse stance position with a striking to the kind of like the groin area. All right, which is going to be a hammer strike. And in this simulation, somebody's grabbing his hand and he's punching him down to the ground. At the same time that that's happening, the individual is falling forward. He's stepping into a front stance position, striking a hammer strike to the bridge of the nose. Then he steps forward, reverse punch. He chambers up, He looks, he goes into a low block, high block with the left hand. He steps forward, high block, steps forward, high block, steps forward, high block, and then he kiyas right here. Then he goes into a low block position, spinning around, and he's still in a front stance position. Steps forward. Again, he looks over his right shoulder, he steps back. Low block position, steps forward, punch. He steps feet together to chamber, and he's looking to go into a low block position. Good. He steps forward. He steps forward.
And these are all punches.
And the punches are all going to the sternum.
Kia.
Now, this is where he's kiyaing. Now, he's going to rotate. Now, if you notice his left hand came up to his right side of his face. He's going to rotate to deflect with a knife hand chop. He's going to step 45 degrees. Do the same thing with a chop. He's going to step back. And in all this he's doing, he's in a back stance position. Stepping forward into a knife hand chop. He finishes it, comes back into his Jumbi position, and gives courtesy. Now, if you notice, he steps right back into his position, so we begin and end in the same position in this kata. Okay? We're going to end this segment here, but again, if you noticed, he was in his front stance position. He was in his back stance position when he was performing his knife hands. Okay? And if you noticed, when he was moving forward into the camera, his legs were coming in and out. Alright? This is how you guys should be moving your feet and legs when you're performing this form going downward. And whatever kata it is. Okay? You should always be crossing in and then back out. Alright? He also, the double low block into the high block. Alright? It's a low block. Come back up, high block. High block is with the knife hand in the air. Okay? So when you're moving forward, your hands change its position. Okay? Again, changing. So when your hand is blocking your head, it's in a knife hand. Some katas will do it blocked. But when we're performing this one, it's in a knife hand chop. Okay? What else? That's it, basically. Heian Shodan. Translation, peaceful mind, number 1. This is a Shodan kata. Okay, guys? So we're going to end this kata. This kata is a requirement for a yellow belt in the Taisho-Do system. It could be in any other Shodan system. It could be the same thing. But there are other requirements in it. You also got to, you got to perform good kicks, good punches. Your chambers have to be good, which is your hand chambers for your middle blocks, your knife hands. These requirements are all in when you're performing your katas. So those techniques that we're trying to go and show you guys in doing, they need to be sharp for you to always prevail to the next level. If you get sloppy homework and you give it to your teacher, you're not going to get a good grade. Penmanship is important. The paper needs to be, nice and neat. So the same way that you perform, schoolwork, it has to be represented the same way with your martial arts and yourself and your well-being. We're going to end this session. Taisho-Do Martial Arts in Speed Out New York, B1. We love you. Kyoshin, Sensei, us.